Slow Down My Pride, written by Duck Show Studios. Sonny arrived on Thomas's branch line. Hello, I'm Thomas.
So you're Thomas of Thomas's branch line? Right,
said Sonny. Oh, and might I add, this branch line is the most important part of the whole railway, added Thomas importantly.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. And there's so much more wonderful things you'll experience on this branch line that you won't experience anywhere else, said Thomas proudly. Thomas and Sonny had to take up some trucks. So I understand, said Thomas, that I'm showing you this branch line so that you know your way around, because you've never been here before, said Thomas.
Yes, indeed,
said Sonny. Now you see those Tidmouth milk tankers? They run on my branch line. Sometimes I even take one behind my coaches. I am quite famous. I'm in 2 books. Maybe even more than that. I don't know, but books are books, you know, right? Said Thomas.
Right, I think I've heard about your books on the mainland,
said Sonny. Oh, you have? Have you read them?
No, I haven't read them, but I've heard of them.
Oh, said Thomas. They puffed off. They puffed along. Here's the bridge by the river. This is a very important part of my branch line, said Thomas. They arrived at a stretch of line. That's a speed limit sign, said Thomas. We increase speed by 30 miles per hour here, said Thomas.
Right, 30 miles an hour speed increase,
said Sonny. Oh, and there's Bertie. If you read my book, which you haven't, you'll know that I had a race with him. I've had lots of races, and I win almost every time.
Hello, Thomas. Fancy a race?
said Bertie. You know I do, Bertie, said Thomas importantly. 3, 2, 1, go! Sonny and Thomas shot off like a jet. Bertie shot off too. Okay, and here's Terrance's field, said Thomas.
Hello, Thomas.
Hi, Terrance. Bye, Terrance, said Thomas. Thomas held the lead as Bertie raced behind.
Oh, Thomas, for a tank engine, he's quite fast. And he has twice the speed, twice the strength with that other engine on his train.
I don't know if I'll beat him, said Bertie longingly. I wish I could beat him. Thomas and Sonny raced along. Snow was on the rails that day. There was a stretch of line coming up. Where Thomas had to slow down in wintry weather and be extra careful, but he was so proud of his branch line that he'd forgotten. Bye-bye, Bertie, said Thomas. Now, my branch line is the most important part of the whole railway, said Thomas.
You said that already,
said Sonny.
Oh, Thomas, that was a speed limit.
It was too late. Thomas slipped on the rails. Whoa, 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 whoa. And he derailed. Oh, bother. Fiddlesticks, said Thomas. Sir Topham Hatt and arrived in Winston. Oh, dear, said Sir Topham Hatt. No, Thomas is off the line. But, said Sir Topham Hatt hopefully.
But what, sir? Thomas is off the line. Why are you sounding so optimistic?
But, Winston, Sonny is on the back of his train. Maybe Sonny can pull Thomas back on the rails.
Oh, right, sir. Right, of course, said Winston.
Sonny, said Sir Topham Hatt.
Yes, sir.
Can you please pull Thomas back on the rails?
Right.
Sonny pulled Thomas back on the rails. Thomas told Sir Topham Hatt what happened. I was so full of pride, telling him about all my adventures and about all my very important branch line that I guess I forgot to slow down and be careful. I'm a very silly engine. And Thomas was a sadder and wiser engine.